So, how to sell your first piece of artwork. I have been painting for about 10 years. I started doing pet portraits, and now I do originals, and I do animals, and I still do portraits, and I still do commissions. And over the years I've sold quite a significant amount of art. I'm by no means, a full-time artist, unfortunately, not yet. We're still working towards it. And I really know now that it's possible. I really, really know that it's possible to become a full-time artist. And I'm on that way. I'm on that journey. I was thinking back over it, and I probably have sold at least over, it feels like bragging, but just so you know, I've probably sold over €10,000 worth of art at least. And that's not even including prints and commissions and stuff, which is a big number in one way, but then it's also a small number in terms of 10 years and trying to make a full-time living out of it. So, but that's the nature of art, and things can happen much quicker for you, or it can happen slowly. But the point is that it's possible to make money from your art, and that's why I wanted to talk about how to sell your first painting, because there's a lot of learning that's required to sell your first painting. And maybe you've already sold something, but the advice will still be relevant, because it's not just about your first painting, but it's about just some of the tips that I've learned over the years when it comes to selling. And these are just my tips. Yeah, the first thing is just to know that it is possible. There are artists that are making significant money, that are making full-time incomes, and it is possible because there are people out there that value real art and want to buy art. So that's the first thing, that it is actually possible. Because sometimes we get into our head different types of beliefs, and for example, we believe in the starving artist, and we believe that art isn't valued anymore because of AI, and nobody's buying art anymore, and nobody has any money, and these are kind of beliefs that we tell ourselves, which you have to be wary of. I'm not saying AI hasn't had an effect and money might be an issue for people. There's certain truth to it, but at the same time, be very careful about what you believe, and just remember the fact that you can't be certain about anything, and I can tell you that I am selling paintings. As an example, I am selling paintings. I sold 2 paintings recently for €300 each, and that was just 2 commissions. I also did some more commissions for Christmas. People are buying art, and the second thing is that it doesn't require as much skill as you think. So sometimes as artists, we're very critical on ourselves, we're very harsh, and we have an idea that, oh, I'm not good enough, my art's not good enough to sell. And I just wanted to say that might not be true. There's no question that having skill and talent is valuable and helps you to sell, but it's absolutely not the essential deciding factor about whether you will sell your artwork or not, because there are amazingly, incredibly gifted artists who can't sell anything, and there are people that don't have much skill and they're selling loads. So your technical skill, don't let it define you. Don't worry too much about it. Obviously, you want to improve, and you will improve. And painting is quite subjective, as we all know. It can be incredibly subjective. So don't think of skill as being the most important thing. It's absolutely not. I mean, the goal of painting or creating art is to create something that has some amount of beauty in it. Now, beauty is objective, but at the same time, the way that you create beauty is subjective. Right? So skill and observational painting or drawing skills is one of the ways in which you can create beauty. It's a very efficient way. It's a very reliable way of creating beauty. But there are other ways that you can create beauty in your art that are unconventional, that come from a place from within inside of you. So just remember that the skill isn't the determining factor. The goal is to create something of beauty. You can do that by any means necessary. So the third point is to start considering what it is that people find beautiful. I have always loved animals, and I love painting animals. So I'll show you some of my work that would be quite popular, that I know will sell. this adorable cow, for example. Like I loved painting this because I love painting fur and I love the colors and I love like cute animals. So I love painting stuff like that. And also I have this painting of just two cute dogs sitting up on top of one another. So again, I love painting this, and I know that it will eventually sell because it's cute and people can hang it up on their walls. So you want to paint stuff that you find interesting and beautiful, and that you know that other people will also probably find beautiful and interesting. It's probably more important that you find it beautiful, but this is a constant seesaw with artists where you're trying to balance what you know people want you to paint versus what you want to paint. And ideally those two things go together, and they can go together. They don't have to always be one or the other. You can paint things that you enjoy that other people enjoy, and you know, sometimes you're going to paint stuff that you don't particularly want for somebody, but that's okay too. But just being aware of what other people consider beautiful, but generally speaking, right? Generally speaking, if you find it beautiful in some way, if you find beauty in what you're doing, other people will also see that beauty, because we're all human beings. We all have the same visual apparatus, basically. And so if you're seeing something beautiful, it means that the human nature within you is seeing that, so someone else is going to see it too. So really, if you can create beauty in your own mind, somebody else is going to see that as well. Now, that leads us to the final point, which is, how do you know if you've created something beautiful or something valuable? And this is the hardest point of all, especially if you're a real artist, you know, who is genuinely striving for beauty, because not every artist is really there. Some people are in their own world altogether, but if you're truly striving to create something beautiful, then you're going to run into a big problem, which is, what is beauty and how do I know if I've created it? And this, to me, is what truly defines you as an artist. Your technical skills are just a means or a way that you go about creating beauty. They're a very efficient and effective way, but the goal is to create beauty. If there is no beauty at the end of that process, then it hasn't been a successful exercise, in my mind. But also to share your artwork with people, with friends, with family, online, to share your artwork and ask people, what do they think? And don't be afraid, because even if people say, maybe it's getting there, maybe if you did this or that, and it's, oh God, I thought it was perfect, and now they've all dismantled it. Very painful experience, but at least you're going to grow from that. Obviously, the pursuit of beauty is an endless endeavor. Don't think that like you ever will reach a point where you're just happy all the time. I've sold so much art, and I'm still never ever happy with my artwork. I always feel like it lacks something, always feel like it's missing something, and yet at the same time, I can see that there is some beauty to it. And you know, as an artist, you've kind of just got to do the best you can and then let it go. And don't overthink it, you know, you just got to put it out there and see if anybody would be interested in buying it. You know, you have to disconnect from it. It's almost like you're a mother that gives birth to a piece of art. And once you've given birth to the piece of art, it's no longer yours. Your relationship with it you still have a parental relationship with it for a little bit, but it's out in the world now, it's doing its thing, and you have to just let it go. You've got to let it go, and it's going to find a new owner. And it's a bit sad, you've got to let it go. A lot of artists really struggle with letting go of their artwork. A lot of artists actually refuse, you know, money that they should have accepted because they can't let go of their artwork. I've heard of artists like that. Whereas, you know, other people, they just want to get rid of it. They don't care, they'll sell it for nothing. So you want to strike a balance with that. You know, you want to appreciate your artwork and value it. And, you know, like, because also you want it to be that if you've created some artwork and nobody buys it, that you still feel it's valuable. You have to love your own artwork as well. The more you love your artwork, the more satisfied you are, the more you enjoy the process, and ultimately the more people might become interested in buying your art. So yeah, I don't know if that helps at all. A lot of rambling. Bye. Join the Discord.